So in the past, I was in quite a deep porn addiction, and I wasn't even aware of it. I used to go on these NoFap streaks and have these ups and downs, and think I was being successful in quitting porn by going days or weeks without porn, and then I'd always end up relapsing and feeling absolutely terrible. In the past, I used to think that it was social media that led to my desire. I used to think it was things like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook that would lead to me having these urges and wanting to engage in a compulsive behavior. And so the natural place for my mind to go was to say, okay, what I need to do then is stop going to all the places where I have been triggered, like stop going to the places where I've been having these urges. So I need to delete all of those social media platforms.
If you're struggling to give up looking at sexual content, don't go on Twitter or Instagram or Reddit or YouTube or any platform at all where you can still find sexual content.
I used to do other many stupid things. I say stupid, I mean, it wasn't really my fault. I just didn't have the education that I have had now. So one example is, I remember only last year actually, sort of the end of 2023, before I met Mary Paulus, I was having like a really intense urge, and I was at work, and we have these lockers at work, so I was like, okay, well, if I go home right now and I go on my phone, I'm almost certainly going to look at porn. That was my level of thinking back then. So I got my phone and I put it in the locker at work, locked it away, went home, went back into work, went on my phone, and the urges just did not go away. So I just kept on having these urges. Eventually, I did look at porn. So the other thing I did is, as I say, I kind of banned all these social media sites, and I had these rules in place. So like, I couldn't go on my phone in my bed. I couldn't go on my phone in my bathroom. If I did, that'd be it. I'd have this desire, I'd have these urges, and therefore I'd be triggered and I'd want to look at porn. And because I didn't have that ability to deal with those urges back then,
You're not going to have the ability to say no when you have that opportunity and that easy access to looking at the things that you used to look at.
I would be really, really confined to a certain set of rules in my life, and every day I'd kind of live by these rules, and I'd do the NoFap streak, but I really just was not mentally free at any point, and that was just because I didn't know it was even possible for me to deal with my urges. Now, what is the big problem with this? Like, why shouldn't you avoid triggers if the triggers are leading to wanting to engage, and when you want to engage, you're always acting out and engaging and looking at porn? So like, why would you not avoid the triggers, right? Well, the reason for that is we actually need to rewire these addicted neural pathways to gain permanent mental freedom. Otherwise, the alternative is to stay stuck in this addiction really for the rest of our lives, because those neural pathways are not going to change until we choose to change them by thinking through the desire. What's going on at the moment is we're having an urge and we're choosing to act on it by engaging in the compulsive behavior, and our brain is just feeling pretty terrible. And what we want to change, what we want to do instead, is we have the urge and then we choose not to act on it, and our brain feels pretty amazing, and we actually strengthen the part of our brain that we need to strengthen and weaken those addicted neural pathways. That's exactly what we want to do, but we can only actually change these addictive neural pathways. We can only get free from a porn addiction by choosing not to act on the urge. And that's why it's absolutely essential that we do not go down the route that I did for about 9 years of just avoiding all the triggers and doing everything we can to get away from the desire and get away from the urge. And instead, we realize that actually it's through dealing with the urges and choosing not to act on them that we actually disconnect these addictive neural pathways and change the brain map due to neuroplasticity and gain permanent mental freedom. This is a very different approach to what most people talk about. But to truly rewire the brain and experience permanent mental freedom, experiencing urges is not just necessary, but it is absolutely critical. It is through thinking through urges and choosing not to act that addictive neural pathways are changed. Really, really important stuff here. So hopefully this video makes sense. What I would advise anyone watching this, anyone here on this channel, to do is put your efforts when it comes to quitting porn into learning how to deal with urges. Disconnecting those addictive neural pathways by thinking the choice through effectively and changing your thought patterns and undergoing a real comprehensive education on addiction is going to help you more than anything else, because The alternative is you're probably going to do NoFap streaks. Maybe you're going to feel like you've got this problem under control, but you're always going to end up back relapsing unless you actually deal with those urges. If you want to learn this content a little bit more, you want to get started, what I'd probably do is start by understanding if you even have a compulsion in the first place. So there's a link in the description right now. Get a score out of 100. That's going to tell you how addicted you are right now to porn, and hopefully that can be the start of something special for you. So thanks a lot for watching this YouTube video. I hope it has helped, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.